In this video, we'll break down how to train turn the page, which is a super cute behavior where the dog can turn the page of a book for you when you're reading to them. A really great foundation behavior for this is a hand target, where they touch their little nose to your hand when you ask them to do so, just like Philly's doing here. If your dog doesn't already have that behavior, we do have a video to break that down, so you can search for hand targets and watch that video before you get started on turn the page. To start training this behavior, you're going to build their interest in touching a book. So you'll present that book right under their nose. As soon as they touch it, you'll say yes, and then give them a treat. It helps to keep the book more horizontal instead of vertical and keep it right under their nose. That'll just be easier for them to investigate that book. And you'll keep practicing like this until that nose touch becomes really intentional. Here's some examples of different dogs showing their really intentional nose touch. Notice there's no hesitation, they go right for touching that book. And then we can lift up a page of that book, so now they're going to start learning how to actually push on that page. And I'm going to take any contact with the page as a success. So anytime she touches that page with her nose at all, I'll say yes and then give her a treat. And I'll continue like this until she gets really intentional again about hitting that page that's sticking up. Notice the page is sticking almost straight up and down, so any little tiny bit that she touches it, it's going to start moving. And here's some examples of those other dogs learning how to turn the page with their nose. So this dog is still just learning how to boop that page really intentionally. So he'll approach it, he still touches it. It's not really moving, but that's great. That's a great place to start. Here's another dog who's getting a little bit of page movement from the book. So if you watch, when he hits that page, it's going to have just a little bit of movement to it. And then this dog is really moving that page. So he hits it with his nose and he is moving it all the way over, which is fantastic. So this dog would be ready to go on to the next step of actually starting to read that book. And once they're really pushing that page over, that's when I would add the cue. I like to use push, but you can use page or turn or anything like that. So I'll read a page, I'll kind of lift it up for the dog, and then I'll cue her to push. As soon as she pushes that page over, I'll say yes and give her a treat. Then we can go on reading the next page. Once we're done reading that page, I'll lift up the page for her, tell her to push. As soon as she pushes, yes and treat, and we'll go on like that until we finish the book. That's it for this video. As always, reach out if you have any questions at all. We're here to help.